I don't take notes, so how do I pass my exams? Stay tuned! Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Crystal and this is Crystal's World. On this channel we talk about self-development, self-care, academics, and so much more. So if you are interested in those kind of stuff, please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell. So today we're going to talk about how I pass my exams without taking notes. Okay, so this is a little disclaimer. I'm not telling you guys to not take notes. If you find that taking notes work for you, then by all means, continue taking notes. But I have 3 tips that are going to really increase your grades. So tip number 1, one of the most important things that you can do is to ensure that you're reading actively and not reading passively. Now, what is passive reading and what is active reading? Well, passive reading is just reading just because you know that you have to read. So you're just going through the motions and you're just reading. And you might just read the entire chapter, and at the end of the chapter, you have no clue about what the chapter is about. You did not learn anything, right? Well, active reading now is reading with a determination to understand and to evaluate what you are reading so that you can use it to apply it to yourself. Before you start reading, the first thing I would advise you to do is to read the subheading, read the headings, read the objectives. Ensure that you know exactly what you are reading for, what you're looking for when you're reading, okay? So once you start reading, you're going to read with question in your mind. You're not just going to read and read passively. You're going to read and ask yourself, why am I reading this, okay? Why is this important? How can I apply what I'm reading in my life? What does this mean? Okay? And if you're not able to apply what you're reading in your life, create a situation where you can use this new information. And when you do this, you're able to retain the information more. Additionally, you want to summarize what you're reading in your mind, or you can talk it out loud, because I like talking to myself. And when I read, I ask myself, okay, what does this mean? And I explain it to myself as if I'm talking to someone else, someone like a child, you know. If you're not able to summarize what you just read and explain it to someone else in a very simple way, someone that has no knowledge of what you are talking about, if you're not able to explain it to them, then that simply means that you don't understand. Simple as that. So the important thing is to be able to understand and be able to teach someone that same information that you are learning. All right, so let's go on to tip number 2. All right, so tip number 2 is pretty straightforward, and this is practice quiz. Guys, I cannot stress the importance of taking practice quiz. This is one of the most effective ways that I have found to be really helpful in making me pass my exams. What I do, so after I completed my reading and everything, I do practice quiz. And fortunately for me, my university gives practice quiz at the end of each week. So I'm able to go through and see how I am learning. Based on my results, I can tell, okay, I'm doing well. And what I do is I also add, I use this app called Anki app. I'm going to list it below. And this is a very good app. It is like a flashcard. You can input your questions and your answers, and you can just test yourself. What I do is I just test myself randomly to see if I'm remembering what I learned previously, and I just keep practicing. So practice quiz. It's very, very important, guys. You must do practice quiz. All right, so that's it for tip number 2. So my final tip is don't wait until the last minute to start preparing for exams. I know a lot of persons wait until the final week, probably a week or two before the exam, to start preparing for exams. And Honestly, guys, I am guilty of that. And I did that last term. And because of that, it was really hard for me. So what I decided to do was to start preparing for my exam from the minute the course starts. So after my first week, I prepared my practice quiz. I did my practice quiz already, and I started preparing them. I put them in my Anki app, and then, I'm able to reflect back on them later. And I practice every single day, like at least once per day. I review those quiz and I do them just to keep the information fresh in my mind. And I plan to do this throughout the 8 weeks. So on week 9, I'm ready for my exams. And guys, I'm aiming for a 4.0 GPA this term. So yes. So do prepare. Okay, so if you guys would like to learn more about this Anki app, I can make a video for you. So just comment below and I will make that video for you, okay? So thank you so much for watching this video, and I wish you all the best in your next exams, okay? And please remember to subscribe to my channel, hit that bell, like my video, share them with your friends, okay? Bye!